We should go back about what we learned today, or what we talked about. Bachelorette parties, strippers.
Bachelorette parties, strippers.
Cocaine.
House music.
Our wedding.
See
how the progression?
Yeah, it
flows.
Totally flows.
Yeah, it ends, you know.
That's what
it ends at our wedded bliss.
That's what's in this episode.
Don't edit this out.
Edit that out.
I need everyone to know what you make me do.
Hey. All right, so welcome to another edition, our second of The Adventures of Pink Whiskey and Bourbon Girl.
Yay! And big ups to my homeboy Sean for these amazing glasses.
Yes, I don't know if you can see them, but
right.
It's Mrs. Dapper and
Mrs. Diva.
Maybe you could see them.
Right, I was gonna say, as I was like, is it
this
back?
Delicious elixir of life.
I was just
bourbon.
thinking, no. So how we're seeing this is how they'd see it? Is it backwards? I don't know.
No, I don't think it's backwards. So, give me this, because this is what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah!
So, at Tiffany's bachelorette party, they had these napkins here, last fling before the ring. And so, we got to talking about bachelorette parties and strippers, because apparently...
Just went, yeah.
You know, who is going in the champagne room with these ladies and gentlemen of the evening. Our strip clubs, I've been to them, and much to my surprise, I was not a fan.
Much to your surprise?
I mean, beautiful women dancing, and haven't you seen Players Club? The first time I went to a strip club, I was living in New Orleans, and I was, I don't know, 19 years old.
Wow.
Excited to, well, as a college graduate at 19, and I was living on my own. So yeah.
Still, that's hella young, I feel. But again, I don't know.
What were you doing at 19?
Defined through different
The
types of
lady
things.
got up. First of all, I mean, she got up from the bar next to me. Like, she was there having a drink. And then she got up, and then she went to the back and hit play. On like the CD player, because this is how long ago that was, and the music started, and she just went up there and just literally just kind of walked around taking off items of clothing, and then that was it. There wasn't any, you know, sultry.
So that's stripping
in its most basic form. So that was my introduction.
Did she get money?
Yeah, there were a couple of dollars, you know, people just kind of so yeah, that was the first one. The other one, it was kind of like the other club I went to. It wasn't in New Orleans, I think, I don't know, Chicago or something. Okay. And it did remind me of Players Club.
Was it black?
Yeah, so it reminded me of Players Club, but if you saw something on TV and then went and saw the reality, and there was this huge sort of difference. It's like all of the elements are here,
but it wasn't like Lisa Ray. And
right. There was no Lisa Ray. There wasn't any Diamond. There wasn't anything like that. And then so things that were surprising to me about strip clubs.
Okay.
You see on TV, but it's not so visceral, right? So you've got people whipping around that pole, and like.
Wow.
Moisture is just wicking off of their body towards you and your drink. And then when one is gonna come and like give you a lap dance or something like that, all of that oil and sweat is, I mean, all I remember is just like this right here.
They're oiled for real?
Yeah, they're oiled. How do you think they get around those poles? I mean, it's that and sweat. And
I guess I never thought it through.
The first thing, like, whoa, this is close. This is real. This is not hygienic. So you're a bachelorette party.
Right, which
last fling before the ring.
Couldn't have been any further from any of those things. I wouldn't even have, for me, with stripping and erotic dancing and things like that, let's say my friends would have gotten it for me, it would have been more hysterical. There's nothing sexy about it. I would have giggled my way through it And that would have been it. I wouldn't have been like, ooh, damn, like, I don't know what people are supposed to, I don't know. I would have just laughed at male or female stripper. I would have just been like, this is too much, and laughed. And I mean, it would have been all in good fun, but no one's getting any money from me, certainly. Yeah. Into a strip club per se, but I have been to a male review. And those are organized routines, like all of them do these dances like together. It is a lot like Magic Mike. I went to one in Vegas, the Thunder Down Under, so everyone was Australian.
I want to see like the chocolate Chippendales.
I would love to see that. The Thunder Down Under, there was no brown people at all.
No brown people.
And it would have been kind of hilarious and all of those things, and just like a fun show of guys dancing. But it was for my sister's bachelorette party, and she didn't want to go, but her friends, who I am convinced must not like her, insisted we go. And since she was miserable, I was miserable.
Right.
And then, you know, they come off the stage and they want to interact. And she was one of the brides, so they like tried to give her a lot of attention. She had an asthma attack. Wow. It was the whole thing was horrible.
My worst strip club experience, of course, was when I was stuck in a North Carolina strip club for 8 hours. Because a friend of mine picked me up from the airport and took me there.
That's not how friendship works.
There, and then subsequently at some point in the evening, or should I say afternoon, because it was 2 p.m. when we got there. At some point, I found that I had been left there. I had been stranded. And not because I got so into the going-ons. I mean, at 2 p.m., there's only maybe like 3 people in there anyway.
Wow.
But she convinced me, because I was really hungry, that the chef was excellent.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that they had chefs. They don't. I fell for it. But yeah, my friend was...
But there was food.
There was a buffet. And I mean, if there's anything that you do not want to eat at a strip club, I mean, you just don't want to eat at a strip club.
Well, now that you're talking about
I barely wanted to drink at a strip club, but yeah, you don't want the buffet. You especially don't want the seafood buffet.
No.
And so...
I almost got sick.
So yeah, they they're there, and so around, I don't know, maybe like 5 or something, people start coming in, because that's where my friend was like, oh, this is like, you know, where the dealings of, you know, all the, you know, high profile black people of North Carolina come. And I'm like,
I feel like
really?
That's debatable.
It was, but you know,
but, I mean, shit, I don't know.
They showed up, they're talking stuff, and we're at this table, and I'm so ready to go. So my friend, in order to kind of, I don't know, get rid of me or something, she says, but buddy, you can't go. It's your birthday. And it wasn't. It was not my birthday at all. But when you shout it's your birthday in a strip club, things happen. Like, people converge on your table, strippers and pasties and everything are in your face and all of that.
Don't do that again.
And then the people at the table start giving me money to give to the strippers. And I'm like, what is going on here? So then they pay for me to go upstairs. I guess, I don't know if it's a champagne room or a loft. It was kind of like a loft. And they're like, we already paid, you know, the stripper to take you upstairs and do this dance. And they were like, you gotta go. We paid for it. And so I was like, whatever. So they give me this wad of money to then also go and like feed the money to her while I'm up there.
Feed it to her?
Well, throw it at her, which sounds better. Anyway, I
hope you didn't throw it.
I didn't do anything but roll that shit up and put it in my sock and store it for later. So for me.
Yeah.
So put it in my sock. I went upstairs, you know, and this child, you know, is there to give me a dance, and I'm like, absolutely not. You know, I'm like, can we just sit down and talk? And she's like, oh, you don't have to be nervous or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not nervous. I don't want it, you know. Can we just sit and talk for I don't know how long we're supposed to be up here for a song? And she sits down with the biggest freaking huff of like, Like, that's the worst. That's the least thing I want to have. Like, I'm really now gonna have to work because I gotta have a conversation.
No, I get it. I don't. If I were to dance with my clothes off for a living, I'm going to. That's what I'm there to do. I'm not there to engage and have us talk through our hopes and dreams together. So I'd much rather let me just shake my ass, and so we can do this so I can move on to the next person. I don't want to learn more about you.
Anyway, I go downstairs and my friend table is like gone.
Wow. You keep using the word friend and it's
well, I mean the table of the people that I was with, including the person who was my friend at the time who picked me up from the airport and left me wearing, like, I don't know, a knit sweater. It was 30 degrees when I left Chicago. It was like 70 degrees when I arrived in North Carolina. So this, you know, what I used to call a Cosby sweater, but not no more.
No.
Yeah, it left me in this thick knit sweater in a strip club.
Ooh, just absorbing all that oil and water and
I didn't have
bacteria.
The only money that I had was the sock money. So I had to spend my hard-earned sock money for my birthday that I didn't give to the stripper on watered down drinks. And then, like, you know, talking to the strippers who really just, you know, felt sorry for me being stuck there.
You had strippers that felt bad for you?
Yeah, I got left in a strip club. They at work. And just it was real sad. It should be like, I don't know, a TV show or something, seeing me run out of that dark ass club into the daylight and not being able to see, and looking at the parking spaces and seeing where her car had been parked and it's just empty.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have to go to another strip club in my life. Not one that's better, not one that's high end, not one where my friends may be working, not one to celebrate anything with any friends or associates. I don't never have to go to a strip club again.
I feel like through your trials and tribulations, and from just what I've heard from others, I'm good.
And when, you know, I've started just telling people that I haven't had a bachelorette party because I canceled mine because we were doing a lot of traveling. We just moved to Arkansas and it's just too much to do before the ceremony in Mexico next month. So I canceled mine, but I love it. It's like I can tell people, oh man, you know, I canceled my bachelorette party, and wherever you are, people are like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have it right now.
That's so true.
And so my cousin in California, Rhonda, they were just like, we were hanging out in Hollywood at Outfest because my the screening of my webisode Queer Life, you can check that out at queerlifetv.com, QueerLifeTV.com. Anyway, yeah, so we got into Outfest, which was wonderful. So I was schmoozing in Hollywood and in the Hollywood Hills and everything. And so yes, I was hanging with some dope ass people of color, and I was like, yep, haven't had a bachelorette party. And they were like, guess what's happening? So they took me to this club.
Bachelorette.
Forgot what the club was called, but it was around Pump. She watches the series, that reality series, Vanderpump Rules. And so I went there just to take a picture.
That's true, she did, and she sent it to me.
One of the filmmakers that we were hanging with, Jade, pretty dope filmmaker, she had been in there before and had organized events there, so we were able to just kind of walk through. And so, yeah, so we ended up at this club. I forget what it was called, but they had some really amazing male dancers. Yeah. So that's what you cut when they already have skimpy on. They're not taking stuff off. They're just, you know, literally climbing the walls and swinging off of the ceiling. Yeah. Really. So I can watch that all day.
That reminds me, okay, so one, I lied. I've been to 2 male reviews. One was the Thunderdome Under in Vegas, but I did go to another one for my friend Jay Hipp's bachelorette.
Blow my nose on this.
Ew.
There we go. That's what I think about last flings before.
Right, last fling, booger flings. Whose was it? I don't know, but it was like at a bar in like Wrigleyville, and it was an all-male review. And do you know what you already know this is one of my biggest fears, but it reminded me when you mentioned like all male reviews are about showing strength. So often part of the show is them just picking bitches up.
Yeah.
And swirling them around and humping them and all this shit. So the one that was in Wrigleyville, there was a guy who was actively going around and just picking girls up and all sorts of things. And I was like, oh, please, please do not come over here and attempt to lift me up. Because my biggest fear is a man trying to do that and just not being able to. And then being like, right. So I don't want.
I'm sorry. That's like what?
I'm trying to lift all of this up, and so that's one of my biggest fears. Like Shelly's very confident that she can pick me up. I don't ever want anyone to attempt to pick me up because I don't want to be fucking wrecked. When they can't.
My friends will attest that was my feat of strength.
Great,
that's how I made.
Great, parlor tricks, love it.
I earned drinks in the bar by picking up men, literally lifting up men in the bar. But I am over 40, so my lifting days are over unless I am lifting.
So and that's the thing. So people get. So this man was going around and he was picking up every other girl. So I just spent the rest of the night trying to dodge him. He caught me. He caught me at the end, towards the end of the show, and I gave him one of these looks like, please, please hear me when I say I don't want to, like I'll participate, but why are we picking other adults up?
That's true.
Why are we picking up other adults?
Nope. Don't do it. Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope. I have been known to,
strip?
Raise myself on a table or two.
When?
When not. I don't want to be invited up. One of my biggest fears is like a magic show and being called up from the audience to be sawed in half or disappeared in a box.
That's my dream. What?
No.
Wait, just specifically magic shows? Where do I sign?
I don't know. I've never been to a magic show before.
Neither have I, but I'll be...
Do they even do the saw in half thing? And I know it's an illusion box, but I just don't want it. I mean,
I want it.
I don't want to go out that way.
What is that movie with all the magic and... Wolverine just had a bunch of versions of him. And then the other dude just had a twin.
The Prestige. One of my
spoiler alert, I just ruined kind of some of it.
Yeah, so
The Prestige.
The Prestige.
And then Batman.
And then Batman the movie, or
No. The other dude was Batman. But he had a twin and they lived their lives.
Oh, you're talking about also the Christian Bale.
Christian Bale and Wolverine.
Who played Wolverine? What's his name?
Oh,
what's that man's name?
Howard Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Christian Bale, and Michael Caine. Also, who was in Batman. Michael Caine and Christian Bale.
Michael Caine was Batman. The original.
No, he was totally not.
Wait, who was the original?
Adam West.
No, not that original. I mean, movie-wise. Who was the guy?
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Neither
one of us know what square biz means, like the Tina Marie song.
Yeah.
I'm talking square biz to you, baby. Square biz. I mean, I guess we could Google it.
Google it.
Google knows everything. Ooh.
It's over there.
Way over there.
It's 4.5 feet away.
4.5? Are you sure? It felt like 4 3/4. All right. What is square biz? I don't know.
Yeah, square biz.
Square. Okay. Hey, everybody, get up. Flashback. Who's that dancing to the latest? Swab de Bone.
Swab de Bone.
The greatest. Oh, he sure is moving.
Oh, that's a person.
Yeah.
It sounds like a.
That's what I said.
You know what Swab de Bone sounds like.
Didn't know yet. Our love was kismet, soon to make history. So don't have no doubt, I'm gonna spell it out. I'll hip you to the T, that is. I got the best, the most, baby, from coast to coast. And I don't wanna boast, but I love your square biz.
But I love you, square biz, not your square biz.
Oh, because I was thinking that now I know what square biz is.
What, like penis? Why would it be square?
I don't know.
I'm talking straight to you.
I'm talking
just keeping it real.
That's what it is.
This is just straight to business.
Okay.
God, so weird penises.
Well, we figured that out. Thanks, Google. You might want to tell them what booger sugar is.
I think everyone knows.
I didn't know what booger sugar was.
Cocaine.
You told me.
Cocaine.
Okay. Cocaine. Oh, what was hilarious was on, you know where I'm going, a friend, Facebook had posted about asking, you know, what gets you going when you're down or whatever, or lifts you up. And someone in that long list had responded like, a little bump and hitting the dance floor.
Everyone else's responses were like, puppies, taking a nap.
Karaoke.
Yeah, going on a nice run. And she was like, a little bump, and then, you know, hitting the dance floor. And someone was like, do you mean cocaine? And she was like, duh. You don't get to duh cocaine.
We're just now trying to be able to like duh weed.
Right, marijuana.
Yeah.
Like that, we're just trying to be like, okay, that's just like a Tuesday.
Right.
But cocaine isn't just a Tuesday.
I mean,
I don't think we're trying to get there with cocaine.
No, I mean, for some people, cocaine might be just a Tuesday.
That's just
but
how you roll.
It's still
but
like,
for the majority
it
of
is
folks,
clutch your pearls. What? Yeah,
it's hard to just.
You're riding the white horse.
Riding the white horse. Who sings that song?
Got plenty of references for 80s songs about that.
About cocaine?
Yeah, there's White Lines, which has one of the most amazing... But it's anti-drugs.
Okay.
So, cool. Yeah, it's anti-drugs. But, I mean, kick-ass dance beat. White lines blow away.
That's what they're singing in that song?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that's... Not. I did not know that that's what they were even saying.
I mean, we dance to so much now. I mean,
so all the Molly
Chicago
songs.
house. I mean, Chicago house. I'll beat that bitch with a bat. I'll beat that bitch with a bat. I'll beat that bitch with a bat.
I don't know a ton about Chicago house, but I do know there is a song about I wanna something you in the ass.
Yes.
I did hear that.
I have bumped that. Yeah.
Is that reception or not?
You know what?
Are we doing that?
It is.
We're playing that at the wedding?
First of all, it is a song about anal romance.
A&R.
Candlelight and Vaseline. It is such a freaky scene. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize those were...
So bend over, don't be shy.
Oh.
Got a tear in my eye, baby.
Got a tear in my eye.
I wanna in the ass.
Is that the sound?
Yeah. Y'all can Google it.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it at work. I work in human resources. Just great.
Yeah, I'm a fan of deep house. I like when they take a song like from the 70s and then they add some extra bass to it. And so, I mean, Chicago's deep house set is amazing. You've got, what I love to see is the men dancing, because I mean, if you talk about like really channeling their inner Alvin Ailey, I mean, you got men with their leg kicked up to here and they're holding it in their hand and they're doing that spin around.
Ooh.
Yeah, nothing like that. We're talking about, you know, Jackson 5, Forever Came Today, with a booming kind of bass beat. We're talking about, oh man, that song that I love by Natalie Cole. Love like a raging river.
I wish I could help. I want to help so bad because I love Natalie Cole, but I just can't do it. We have the same last name.
Tell me about it. Make you tell me all about it.
Oh, okay.
It's Natalie Cole.
So
we're gonna lose battery.
There.
See it flashing, just so you know.
My battery.